Hello, everyone. My name is Krishana, and today I am here to do a mock IEP meeting. So, technically, in a meeting, you would have yourself, you would be the case manager. The case manager is basically the person that tests the student goals, that is basically I would say that is responsible for that student throughout the year to make sure that the goal is being met, make sure that all the accommodations um, is being put in place for the students, and making sure everyone that needs to know about the student needs get that information. So typically at a meeting, you will be at a round table. You would have the case manager. You would have the parent of the student. You will have every content teacher, everyone that has hands on with the students will be at the table, and you'll have the lead teacher for special ed. Now, if the student were to receive special services, for an example, like speech, then the speech pathologist will be there, and so for whoever needs be. So, here we go. So today we're holding a meeting for Krishana Howard. This is her annual review. And first, I would like everyone to sign a copy of the sign-in sheet. If you haven't signed it, please sign the sign-in sheet. And the sign-in sheet will go around the table, of course. Everyone works is to sign it. All right, moving forward. After that has been done, everybody signed in. The parent get the parental rights and responsibility. That basically just states that parent has the right to call a meeting whenever they want. That parent has the right to keep all information confidential if they want. It gives them all their rights. All right, so let's move on to the next phase. All right, the next phase would be just going over the student and parent information. So here go the meeting. The meeting is starting now. All right, so this meeting is for Krishana. This is an annual review. And first, I want to just make sure that all our information is correct in our system. So I have your address as 1025 Amber Lake Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And she is a sixth grade student, and her date of birth is 7/7/2008.
Correct.
All right. And I have a phone number for you for 678-773-1111.
Correct.
All right. And your email address is Krishana3@gmail.com.
Correct.
All right. All right. Next, we will go over your present level of academic achievement and functioning performances. So basically, Ms. Howard, in this portion, I would just briefly go over her test scores for what she did last year and her grades for what she's looking like now. So looking at this, it looked like on the Georgia milestone, she scored a 300. And I think that, okay, and the top score for the Georgia milestone is a 500, and that shows proficiency. So right now in ELA, she's looking at 250. In math, she's looking at a 200. In writing, it looks like she's at that says 225. And in reading comprehension, it looks like she at a 280. So those test scores is not really bad. So in her classes right now, it looks like in ELA, she's at an 86. In math, the math score is a little low, so she's at a 70 in math. In science, it looks like she at an 83. In social studies, it looks like she's at a 92. And those are the grades that I have. Any questions so far?
No.
All right, so for her strengths, her academic strength, I have that Krishana is able to answer comprehension questions that begin with the at sound at 40%. Socially, Krishana is interact with her fellow classmates. She assists her teachers when asked to pass out material and books. Functional, she is able to trace her name, address, and phone number. She know her address and phone number. All right. So her weakness, for what I got her for her weakness is, um, along with showing her pictures, Krishana needs to continue to work on recognizing sight words, beginning words with pre-primer words. She struggles with writing words independently, and she also could practice other ways of forming letters. Okay. Any questions?
No.
No questions? All right. So, the impact of ability on involvement and progress in the general ed curriculum. Krishana exhibit difficulties in her intellectual functioning at this, and this impacts her academics, adaptive, and her respective expression communication skills to the extent that she is not able to master grade level standards as her peers in the general education classroom. She functions below grade level and is not able to communicate effectively with teachers and peers. She is noticeable to complete simple tasks without assistance. She requires individualized repetition instructions with prompts for success in academic tasks. Okay? All right, moving on to special factors. So, Miss Howard, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Does the student have behavior or implies his or her learning or the learning of others?
No.
No. Okay. And she do not have a BIP at this time, which is a behavior intervention plan. Okay. Does the student have limited English proficiency?
No.
And I have that as no. Okay. Does the student have blindness, visual, or impairment? I have that as no as well.
No.
All right. Does the student have communication needs?
No.
Okay. Is the student deaf or blind?
No.
Does the student need assistance technology device or services? I put that as yes,
Yes.
because she has difficult communicating because she do see the speech pathologist. So, and they did just give her a AT device to use in class. So I'm gonna say yes on that. Does the student require alternative format and instructional material? And I'm gonna say yes on that as well. All right, moving on to her goals, to her annual goals. So Krishana will have three goals. And her first goal would be Krishana would improve cognitive academics in the area of reading skills. So basically, she would get a reading passage, and on that reading passage, she would have three questions to answer. And we're looking at her to do that with an 80% accuracy. And we will evaluate that with data collection, and it'll be informal. Her second goal will be Krishana will improve. I'm sorry. Yes, Krishana will improve cognitive academics in the area of math and basic skills. And she is to do that with a 90% accuracy. And of course, that will be by data collection as well. And for her math skill, we will work on her counting money, and we'll work on her addition and subtraction, basics addition and subtraction. All right, and her last goal would be to improve her expression and repetitive language skills. So she would do that with the speech pathologist. Okay, any questions?
No.
All right. All right, her support in class and for testing. So for her accommodations, I have that she will be allowed extra time for processing and responding. She will have preferential seating within close average around the teacher. Use demonstration role plays and or other age appropriate activities to help teach new contents. Use simple and direct verbal command and instructions, especially for stating behavior expectation, and provide visual schedule to assist the transition, allowing breaks between when she's tired. So those are some accommodations that she will receive in class. Now, for testing, when she is testing, these are the accommodations that she would receive for testing. For testing, she would test in a small group setting. She will have extended time for completion of tests and exams. Use visual aids to assist. Test by certified educators familiar with the student. Supplemental aids and services, visual aids to support instruction, and manipulative material. So during testing, those are the accommodations that she would receive during testing. And of course, she would have a visual aid to support instruction and testing. Okay. And for as the tests that she will take, I'm sorry, did you have any questions before I move on?
No.
No questions. Okay, thank you. All right, so for her testing that she would take this year, due to Krishana being in inclusive classroom, she will not take the Georgia milestone this year. She would take a test called the Georgia Alternate Assessment, which is the GAA, and that test is basically is the test to test her skills that we teaching her this year. So she will be taking the GAA and not the Georgia milestone this year. Okay, and for the GAA, she will be tested in language arts and math because she's in the 6th grade, so they only take 2 content areas. So she will be tested in math and language arts. And I had already went over the test accommodations with you. So, and also to add on to those accommodations, she will get oral reading of test questions. It will be explained and paraphrased as direction, and it will be repetitions of direction. And the student will be able to point to the answer, and then we will write the answer down. So that's how she would take the Georgia alternate assessment this year. All right. So, any questions about her testing this year?
No.
All right. So, again, she would be in a separate classroom. She will be in an inclusive classroom with supportive services. And her services that she gets, all right. So, she will receive speech from the speech pathologist. And that would be 2 times a week for 30 minutes that she would be with the speech pathologist. And I see she is getting special transportation, so she still would you still want her to get transportation on a school bus? All right, so she still get that 5 days a week, 60 minutes a day. So the 60 minutes is of course going and coming. All right, so in her classroom, she's gonna be in the classroom 5 days a week in the same classroom. So for 300 minutes, and that's for English, math, social studies, and science. Now she will go out for connection. So she have an hour out for connection. She will be taking music. She's in music right now. So her music will be 5 days a week for 60 minutes, and that's Monday through Friday. Any questions?
No.
All right, no questions. All right, extended school year. Um, is extended school year required? So we think that Krishana is up to par right now. Um, but I do believe that she can use the extra support during the summertime. So I would like to suggest extended school year for her. Could you tell me what you think about that?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Extended school year. Would you like your child to go have extended school year for the extra support?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so let me explain a little bit to you because for ESY, I think Krishana can use it to help boost her test scores and help boost her grades in school to keep her on par, because I feel if she's slacking off, well, I don't want to say slacking off, but not really necessarily working during the summer, then when she come back, it's like everything will be lost. So we keep everything ongoing that might be beneficial for her. But if you feel as though you don't want it or she don't need it, then we won't do it.
No, we can work at home on it.
Okay, that's fine. So extended school year is not required at this time. All right. So do you have any other questions for me?
No, ma'am, I don't.
No? All right. So typically that would conclude the IEP meeting. Of course, everybody would have went around the table and explained um, his or her input or whatever. And at the end of the meeting, that will be it. And that is my marked IEP meeting. Thank you very much.